Well, hey, audience, it's Streaming Wasteland. I'm your Uncle Ringo. With me, as always, is Greg. Say hi, Greg.
Hands. We need hands.
And where's my knife? Oh, wait.
You're just a tiny little bitch, man, aren't you? Say yes, chef.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
God, dude, I fucking hate that guy so much.
Dude. Why? So I've heard stories about that sort of shit. Not getting into details on the episode, but I've heard of shit like that. And, you cannot tell me that people that decide to become chefs do not have some form of PTSD.
I think it's probably true. And I was reading, so that character is based loosely on a different chef. And even the author who was writing about this episode of The Bear was like, yeah, I've heard he's not nearly as extreme as that. And so, yeah, obviously, though, it's like played up for the style. But yeah, welcome back. We're talking about The Bear, episode 2, Hands.
Hands.
Hands. The hands are back.
Hands.
Hands and Sam. Sam and Hands.
Where's my Kendall?
Josh do Handimal? Is that, I guess it would be? Now I want AI to make Josh do Hamill, but it's all made out of hands. Because you know how AI is great at hands.
Right? It's all squiggly.
Yeah, this time we're back with the bear. The same old cast is here. The major addition is probably the final recurring character that we're going to see for the next few episodes. But that is Uncle Jimmy, or Cicero, as they call him. And he's played by Oliver Platt, who is fantastic. I love Oliver Platt. I saw him first in the Three Musketeers movie, where he played Porthos. And then later on, he played a small but very memorable role in The West Wing as the president's lawyer when a scandal broke that the president had lied to the public about having MS.
If only that was the biggest issue we had to deal with.
Sir, is this something you'd like to,
It's really not even. I don't want you to worry that much about it.
Sir.
I'm easing in.
Okay.
Well, Oliver, it really boils down to this. I'm going to tell you a story, and then I need you to tell me whether or not I've engaged 16 people in a massive criminal conspiracy to defraud the public in order to win a presidential election.
Okay.
Right? If that was the issue we had to deal with, I'd be like, well, things happen. But instead we've got Donnie Diapers out here just fucking, retweeting fast as shit and then being like, but I don't support it. And it's just like, yes, you do.
Oh, you don't support it? Yeah, you tweeted it out. So what the fuck's going on here, sir?
I mean, it's like the social media equivalent of like, it was a prank. It's just fucking, my God, dude. Grow up. This is what happens when you let an entire generation be uncritical. And I'm not talking about boomers this time. Let people like what they like. And then fucking, then they start liking this shit. And then you're like, well, not like that. And it's like, nope. You guys want to throw standards out the window? This is what happens.
Greg is not talking about Streaming Wasteland. Please like us. Please.
Yeah, please do like us. Or don't, honestly. But if you don't, leave a comment while you don't. I'd love to fucking hear it.
Right.
And that's not a challenge to a fight. I accept criticism. So please let us know what's not working.
I don't. I got thin skin, okay?
I know. I can actually see through your skin right now. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's the whole, vitamin D deficiency.
Guessing you ate a sandwich.
Yeah, it's kind of floating around a little bit.
And that's either mayo or a lot of cum.
We don't talk about that. It's like Fight Club.
No, or Bruno. Uh-oh, did you lose to Bruno in Fight Club and then you had to suck him off?
Wow, the rules on that show have really changed.
Maybe.
Trigger warning. Trigger warning for forced BJs, I guess.
Maybe it wasn't forced.
But yeah, same trigger warnings for episode 2 that we had for episode 1. Language, this one is the very definitive, I wouldn't say it's a visceral description, but it's certainly not undescribed as somebody unaliving themselves. Financial debt, if that's something that stresses you out, the Uncle Jimmy does in fact threaten to break some knees. There's also a fire some mentions of some hints at alcoholism, and then just general everyday coarse language. I don't think anybody says anything racist in this episode. That's in a couple episodes. There's some veiled racism that we'll talk about. Well, it's not really veiled. There's some old timey racism that we'll talk about in a little bit, like in that episode. But that's I think in like 4 or 5 episodes, so it's not for a while. But yeah, so we get some flashback of Carmi working at a high-end restaurant, and we talked about this already, but the executive chef, played by Joel McHale, of all people, I did not recognize him when I fucking watched the episode again. It wasn't until this morning when I was looking up cast notes, but I was like, holy shit, that was Joel McHale? The guy who used to host The Soup, Jeff from Community, that's Joel McHale. But yeah, he's fucking... Man, this chef is tearing Carmi down.
Why do you hire fucking idiots? Do you like working with fucking idiots? I'll do better. Say yes, chef. Yes, chef. Can you not handle this? Is it too much for you? Answer me. I can handle it. I can handle it, chef. I can handle it, chef.
12, 10, 36.
Fire, 8,
Don't
13,
fuck with my
36.
count.
Sorry,
3,
chef. 8,
52,
13,
14.
29, chef.
Why are you serving broken sauces? Why? I get it. You have a short man's complex. You can barely reach over this fucking table, right? Is this why you have the tattoos and your cool little scars and you go out and you take your smoke breaks? It's fun, isn't it? But here's the thing. You're terrible at this. You're no good at it. Go faster, motherfucker. Keep going faster. Why are you so slow? Why are you so fucking slow? Why? You think you're so tough? Yeah. Why don't you say this? Say, yes, chef. I'm so tough.
Yes, chef, I'm so tough.
Say fucking yes, chef. I'm so tough.
Yes, chef, I'm so tough.
You are not tough. You are bullshit. You are talentless. Say fucking hands.
Hands!
You should be dead.
Well, and like we get like a little differentiation between him and Carmi, because like we have that one chef that's like coming up and he's like, it's still broken. You got to go fix it. Go fix it. Go fix it. And then this guy walks in and he just goes, why?
Yeah.
Why? And I'm like, I'm going to shit myself, man. Stop.
Yeah, this is the hardest episode of Kitchen Nightmares I've ever seen. But yeah, and it does provide a nice contrast, right? This guy definitely did not call everybody chef out of respect. At the present day, like back in the present day at the Beef in Chicago, Carmi's kitchen is fucking disgusting. He's like cleaning it as much as he can. He gets the entire staff to kind of help him clean up after service. He tries to tell stories. Like, he tries to tell these guys about, like, oh, I was working at the French Laundry. Oh, I was working at Nona. And they are like, fuck off with your fucking pretentious-ass bullshit, dickhole.
I like this level. I like this level.
Yeah, well, at the French Laundry, you know how much time we'd spend?
Oh, go fuck your French Laundry. Stupid fucking name.
All right, down at Noma.
Right? Oh, and fuck your Noma, too.
System, baby.
Noma's the shit, huh?
The
Best. Teach you to operate at a level you didn't even know you could operate at, Marcus. And just so we're clear, I wanted to work here. Mike wouldn't let me.
No. You went halfway around the world to learn all this fancy, useless fucking bullshit.
And then, he basically... he kind of drops the bomb, letting everybody know, like, I wanted to actually work here, but Mikey wouldn't let me in this restaurant. Like, he wouldn't let me be part of this. And then, like, nobody really has a comment on that, but... everybody else goes home. Carmi stays behind to finish the cleaning. He gets home, and we were talking about this, but like he fucking like shoves a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in his face and eats some potato chips. Like, that's all he gets to eat for dinner.
Well, and it got me thinking whenever I messaged you, I'm like, I have no doubt that a lot of people that are in these high-end, well, not high-end, but like these really like fast-going chef positions, they go home and they're just like, what can I shove into my face as fast as possible? I'm hungry and tired.
Yeah. So yeah, he falls asleep. Carmi falls asleep watching a cooking channel, a cooking video of some kind. He wakes up from a nightmare to find that he was apparently sleep cooking, and he started a fucking fire in his apartment. And I will note that a fire alarm goes off here. So if you have theoretically a 50-pound dog that fucking freaks the fuck out at the sound of fire detectors and starts barking like crazy, you might want to make sure that they're not in the room. But yeah, so one of the things that the show's pretty good at here is letting us know how much time has passed between episodes or between events. It's not always clear. You could think that this was maybe like the next day from what we just saw, or a continuation of episode 1. Like this might be the night they're cleaning up after the no spaghetti service. But we find out that it's been a week because Sydney's talking about like, thanks for the opportunity. I've been here a week. I can do more. And she gives Carmi this big document, like 30 pages with like graphs and shit of like how to make this business run better. And Carmi just fucking tosses it on the pile. You know, like he tosses it on his like shit I got to deal with pile, not even like giving it the respect. And to Sydney's credit, she doesn't just be like, well, fuck you then and walk out.
As you and I would have done.
Yeah. Again, we are not the temperament for this. But yeah, the main crux of this episode then happens. There's this fucking big health inspection, kind of a surprise health inspection, because the previous health inspector that cousin Richie had a relationship with, that Michael had a relationship with, has suddenly passed away. And so the new lady, who I believe is Debbie, she's here. Richie's kind of like, well, we'll see about that. And Carmi's like, no, fuck you. Inspect my kitchen, inspect my restaurant, like eat dicks. And, you know, she comes in and she finds that there is like some structural damage. There's some cross contamination. There's like some hot water access issues. And the most egregious, apparently, was somebody left a pack of cigarettes on a stovetop, like right near where it could have gotten hot and caught into flame and like put tobacco poisoning, amongst other things, on all the food. And the beef gets a C grade from the health department.
There's a big one?
What is the big one?
Someone left a pack of cigarettes on the stovetop near the burners. Not only very dangerous, but also a potential contaminant.
Motherfucker.
You can say that again.
Motherfucker! Actually say it again, you fucking idiot!
You're about to get fucking power washed, cousin.
Yeah?
Leave me no choice. I award you a C.
No! Wait, no. Just wait.
And I will.
Time out.
And as I like to tell the C students, you too can be president.
Would you eat at a restaurant that had a C grade?
I think I've eaten at a restaurant or two that had a C grade.
But is it like, if you were looking at some place, you're like, huh, maybe here, and then you saw it had a C in the window, would you eat there?
I would definitely question it a little bit, and then maybe. So here's what I would do. I'm a fucking millennial. I'm gonna pull out my phone and see what everyone's saying about the food.
That's true. I suppose in 2022, this isn't as devastating as it would have been.
Yeah, I'd be like, am I going to end up shitting myself to death after eating this, or should I move on?
All right, what's the minimum amount of stars on like Google that someplace has to have before you'll be, or like how few can they have before you're like, fuck this, I'm not eating there?
3 stars.
3 stars? Yeah, so anything above a 3, you'll give it a chance.
Yeah, if it's a 2.5, I go, there's got to be some reason why it's got a 2.5.
Yeah, the only times I'll even look at it is if the food looks amazing and I like some of the leading reviews are about shit I don't care about.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll see a place be like, 1 star, food was amazing, but the parking sucks ass. And I'm just like, then take the bus, you dumb bitch. Like, Jesus Christ. Right. You know, like, fuck you.
Well, and actually,
ass.
You have a good point, because of the fucking burger joint that's down the road from us that fucking old dude was bitching about because it took 30 minutes to get his food, where the restaurant only has 1 fucking oven. Calm the fuck down, old man.
Yeah.
He was like, 1 star.
Yeah, well, that's kind of, you know, like, that's at least an experience that I think relates to the food. I don't agree with him, but yeah, like, at least it's about the food. What I really hate, so there's this really like nice place down the road from us at one point. It's not nice. It was like a dive, but it was good food for a cheap price. But it's like billed as a steakhouse, and they one of the reviews on Yelp was like, steak was great, but the veggies were crap, and it was a 2 star. And I was like, did you just rate this place down for the fucking like 3 stars because of the quality of the sides? Yeah, you're right. Their broccoli was kind of mush. It was overcooked. I didn't care for their potatoes that much, but that steak for fucking $8 at the time was delicious.
You're telling me you're going to this restaurant for veggies, not steak, sir? Ma'am,
Yeah.
person?
It was next to a gas station, so there is 0% chance that it was supposed to be gourmet. It was just a good neighborhood spot.
Right?
It was down the street from an Applebee's. Like, it's not like some gourmet diner.
I guess I gotta add an addendum. I think like if someone that I really cared about, aka like your wife, or my wife was like, hey, you should like really try out this restaurant. I know it's got a fucking 1 star. Ignore that. The food is good. It's just the wait
Yeah.
staff sucks balls or something like that.
I would also override any of my things for like I guess like a personal voucher from somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if somebody I trusted their opinion on food told me like, hey, this place is good, I wouldn't even look it up. I'd just be like, oh, whatever, you know, like if I saw that it was like this place is F health code, like nobody should eat here, I'd be like, damn, that must have just happened, you know, because there's no way this person would recommend me something that has a fucking F because they have taste buds too. Anyway, they get to C grade, and Richie and Carmi just go at it. And this is probably one of my favorite scenes in this first season because Carmi is livid. He's like, dude, you left your fucking cigarettes on the stovetop, you fucking dickhead. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying that there's no cock in the house, dude. It's okay. We'll fix it.
So bitching to me? You want to run this place, you fucking slut?
How do you know they're not your cigarettes?
Because I'm not a fucking dude.
How do you know they're not?
How do you know they're not? That's fucking why you put it in the fucking window. You put it in the fucking window.
Oh, yeah. You put it in the fucking window.
And they start kind of shouting like blah, 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 FYI at each other.
All right, let's not do this.
It's your seat.
All right.
That's your seat.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to go to the hardware store. You're going to get some joint compound. You're going to get some cock, and you're going to cock that shit.
Okay, well, FYI.
FYI.
And it ends with like one of my favorite fucking quotes. So like the structural damage that the lady found was a hole near the grease trap, I believe, or like near like the water in some part, like a hole in the tile that wasn't sealed right. Somebody had just stuffed oily rags in it instead. And so, you know, not Mikey, Mikey's dead. Carmi is yelling at Richie to go fix this. Like, you cocked it up, you cock it up.
I'm not your fucking gopher.
FYI, you cocked it up, you're going to cock it out.
Right? And I was like, that's dope, right? And then Mikey goes, well, I would go, but I can't drive because my license is expired. And Sydney's like, you drove in this morning. And then Mikey's like, I'll take Uber. And he's like, and Carmi goes, surge rates, fucko. And then it's quiet. And then he goes, fine, but I'm taking my car. And Sydney's like, I don't care.
Okay, well, I would love to, but my license is expired. FYI.
We drove in this morning.
Sydney, you want to help? You can take him.
Nah. Time out. I'll Uber. Thank you.
Grow up.
Thank
Surge
you.
rates, fucko.
Team. Fine. I'm taking my car.
I don't care.
By the way, I love how Sydney had like in those sorts of positions, I wouldn't have said anything until like someone like turned to me and like said something quippy at me that pissed me off. Sydney just, you drove. I saw you drive this morning.
I would have absolutely popped off at the mouth. I'd be in the shouting match just by accident. But yeah, so they go. I love this scene at the I'm not the biggest fan of this type of joke in general, but that old-timey joke of like men never ask for directions, right? They updated a little bit here where it's men never ask anybody in the hardware store for shit. And that is 1,000,000% true. I will look up and down every fucking aisle like a child looking for their parents before I even remotely try to stop a fucking a HBO, Home Depot employee.
No. I can find this myself.
An HBO employee too, but for different reasons. I think they wouldn't know either. But yeah, like I've definitely spent like 15, 20 minutes in like a Home Depot just looking for something when I know I could have asked one of the workers I walk by. They'll even be like, do you need help? I'd be like, no, fuck you. And Richie's just going on this chair. I don't need his help, blah, blah, blah.
You know, I was a baby too once, Sydney. Nobody gave a fuck.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, but none of that, like, messed up the wall that we're here to fix.
Fuck that.
So...
He's giving me crap about not letting him work at the restaurant when he was a kid. You think I give a fuck where that dude works? It's fucking Mikey.
Can I ask, like, what was, like, the deal with Michael?
He shot himself in the head 4 months ago.
Were you guys, like, related on your mom's side, or like your dad's? Or...
Neither. He was my best friend.
And like in this hardware store, fucking Richie just drops that, like, you know, Mikey shot himself in the head 4 months ago. And you're just like, cool, let's go find that cock. Like, it's real uncomfortable, but it's also real tense. And then to kind of ratchet up the intensity, back at the beef, Carmi has a meeting with somebody they're calling Cicero, which turns out to be his Uncle Jimmy. I don't know if Cicero is some sort of play on like the Roman senator, or if that's his actual like middle name or like street name or something. But either way, they refer to him as both. He's Uncle Jimmy and he's also Cicero. Carmi finds out that fucking Cicero wants him to sell the restaurant to him, right? Like he wants Carmi to give up. He tells you one of my favorite quotes from the entire show. This is something I think about constantly. He says, "You can't start at fucked."
This place is bullshit, right? I mean, you're never gonna fix it. You can't start at fucked. You understand that, right?
And so I think that's just fucking fantastic. That's such simple advice, but it's so true. And it's something that, I mean, like, I wouldn't do it now, but there's things in the past where I'm like, no, you know, like I can fix this. And it's like, no, this is fucked beyond belief. You need to just bail and make a new plan. I think there's a element of toxic masculinity that kind of encourages dudes, especially, to like never give up, right? Like you could do it, but sometimes it's okay to be like, nah, like either I fucking punched a Lego into the corner or a dog ate it or something, but I cannot complete this Death Star. Like,
super glue.
Get a different Lego and paint it gray. But yeah, and then so like Carmi's kind of like, no, you know, like I think I can make this work. It's just I'm having trouble getting runway, like I can't get a parachute going. And Cicero kind of drops the double bomb that Mikey had borrowed $300,000 from Uncle Jimmy here.
You know, you're having a hard time keeping your vendors current, your crew paid, right? And we're not even getting into the money I lent your brother.
I didn't know Michael took money from you.
Yeah, it took a lot of money from me. I mean, cash infusions for this place. You know, term loans, which he never paid back. Now I gotta hold you responsible. $300,000.
Jesus Christ, Jimmy.
Jesus Christ is right, Carm. No disrespect, you know, your brother was an animal. He was surrounded by dickheads, and then he lost his mind, and now he puts you in a real tough spot.
That's why you stopped by?
I stopped by to see you. Should have stopped by to break your legs, but you know, I guess I'm becoming forgetful. I don't know, he said he was gonna franchise the place, but you knew that was bullshit.
You still gave it to him?
I loved him too. Look, let's just do the easy thing here, and you sell it to me.
No. No, you just said restaurants are bad for business.
Who says I'm gonna keep it a restaurant?
I'll get you the money, Jimmy.
Like showing how dedicated he is to this restaurant, like really doubling down on like what he said in the first episode of like, I really wanted to do this, but Michael wouldn't let me.
Yeah, I can fix this.
Yeah.
You know, like. Anyway, then we get back to Sydney and Richie. They are sitting in the car, and this is where Sydney just starts spitting fire, right? Is Richie's talking all this shit about, you know, oh, Carmi, watch out for baby Carmi this, Carmi that. And you almost get a sense that he's mad on Mikey's behalf because he feels like maybe Mikey wasn't as loved or appreciated as he should have been by the family. But it's kind of hard to say because it could also be that like his best friend didn't like his little brother, so he hated his best friend's little brother. But Sydney just tells him like, you could feel however the fuck you want about Carmi, but he's fucking good.
He's good. Like, whether you like it or not, he's incredibly talented, and we could all learn a lot from him. You know, he was one of Food and Wine's best new chefs when he was 21.
Oh my God, he was one of Food and Wine's best new chefs? Is that what you just told me? That changes everything.
Really good short-term memory, Richie. Congrats on that. You know the restaurant could be good. Like, I know you know that.
He gets a phone call in the middle of this from his recently ex-wife, and you hear him being actually a pretty good dad to his daughter. He's talking about like, look, you know, like it's a new school, it's scary. I'm sorry I'm not there. I wish I was there. I wish I could be part of this. I'm so sorry, etc. And it starts kind of painting Richie as a more complicated character than just loud asshole, right? And then this kind of gives Sydney like some insight into Richie, and she starts kind of like trying to low key help him out without saying anything. Like she's like, maybe I can do some shit. And the two things that like really kind of land at that conversation is Richie's like, I fucked up.
Fuck. I fucked up with those cigarettes.
I'm sorry about Michael.
And I got the wrong cock, I think.
You did. But I didn't.
I love that scene.
Yeah, because Sydney's the fucking best character on this show.
Yeah.
I think both her and Carmi have won Emmys, but I hope it's just her. Like, not that Jeremy Allen White is bad, but fucking dude, Sydney kills this. Every scene she's in, she's amazing. Meanwhile, man, a lot happens in this episode. Meanwhile, fucking what's his name? Carmi tries to call Sugar. She doesn't pick up the phone, so we meet her husband Pete. I didn't list him as like a new character because I really only think he's in a couple episodes of this show from the 2 seasons I've seen. I haven't seen the 3rd season. Maybe it's all about Pete, but I really don't think that there's anything much to talk about. Like he apologizes to Pete for some incident that happened between them. Like maybe it was like shoving or fighting or something. Don't really care. It doesn't really matter. And then he gets on the phone with Sugar. Sugar is concerned for him. He tells her, like, I was sleepwalking and I started cooking in my sleep. And she's like, yeah, that sounds bad. Like, I'm worried about you. He's like, yeah, sometimes I have, like, dizziness and shortness of breath. And, like, you know, and she's like, yeah, that sounds really bad. And then she hits him with the line about, how come it is chefs say it's their job to take care of people, but they never take care of themselves? And I was like, oh, Carmi, your sister's going to dunk all over you for the rest of the show is what it feels like. Like every time you're going to be like, I don't know how to make beef good. And she's going to be like, why don't you ever call your estranged daughter? And you're like, Carmi, no. Like secret after secret. Why don't you ever use the money that grandpa left you in the will? And you're like, Carmi, no. Stop getting dunked on by Sugar. But yeah, and then that pretty much resolves itself. She kind of hints at him. Like, I don't think it's a hint per se, but if you're not familiar with the lingo, she's basically telling him like, hey, maybe you should come to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting with us, which is kind of interesting because we have never seen Carmi drink in any of the episodes. Like nothing about his character suggests that he is having issues with alcohol. And so it does make you wonder, was this from Michael? Was this from something else? Has he had issues in the past and he thinks like he's sober now, but you know, she's saying like, maybe you need the support of the program to kind of like help you get right now. Who knows? I guess we'll find out, or maybe we won't. Who knows? I'm going to say who knows several more times during this recap. In one of those moments that unredeems Richie's fixing the tile damage, and he discovers a letter that Mikey wrote for Carmi that had dropped into like a spot behind the lockers where it was hard to see. He contemplates whether or not he should give it to Carmi, and then does he do the right thing? No, fuck you. He puts it right back where it would be very hard to see.
They also play us real hard on that one because he throws it on his desk, leaves, and it looks like the episode's about to end before he walks back in. He's like, fuck that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like dinner service starts proper for the restaurant. Sydney kind of takes on the process of like expediting and providing feedback, and Ibrahim starts kind of coming around to Sydney's way of doing things. I think it was in this episode we got like a little scene of Tina and Ibrahim kind of shit talking Sydney, but it doesn't really amount to much. Tina's just like, I don't trust her. Like, she came out of nowhere and she's gonna take my fucking stuff. Carmi thanks Sydney for all her help and officially hires her as the sous chef, especially after he takes a look at her ideas in the book for how to improve the business. And he's like, all right, like this is good shit. And then it looks like at the end of the episode, Richie and Carmi kind of make up. But in the toxic dude way that I believe we could now say to expect from the rest of the show, they basically like be like, so we good? Like, oh yeah, we're good in there. Yeah, it's good, we're good. And then they're like, Uncle Jimmy, right? Fucking Cicero, crazy guy. It sounds like Uncle Jimmy has used his illegal contacts to help the health department come back and reevaluate the restaurant within a shorter range than they're supposed to. And then Carmi goes to pat his pocket for the cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna burn one. I haven't had one all day. I'll see you in a second, right? Fuck.
Those were his cigarettes that got them busted.
This was an intense episode like the first one that just fucking never ended.
Yeah. And so like what's crazy about this one is it doesn't have like the same amount of like time pressure on it, but because they pack it full of backstory shit, you're just like, holy fuck, dude. Like so much is going on. I want to hear every one of these conversations.
Right? Also, like, it had some really good background on some of these characters. We find out, like, Richie went to college and he's arguing with Carmi about all this sort of stuff, only to end with, like, Marcus going, did you graduate? And he goes, no.
I went to West Lawrence Avenue and learned every level.
West Lawrence?
Yeah.
You talking about DeVry?
Yeah, exactly. Where else are you going to learn crucial database management specialization skills while troubleshooting a vented OptiSpark distributor in a Trans Am? Definitely not Noma.
I would legit do anything to go to Noma.
The cream machine is broken.
Shit.
Did I teach you to fix that?
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, yes.
With
Fuck
two
yourself.
spoons?
You graduated? Fuck no.
Yeah. And he's like, they're like, did they teach you to fix a mixer, DeVry? Or Healed or wherever he went? I don't remember where the fuck it was.
Also, did you catch that, like, when Ballbreaker busted it and just started repeating the sound, it was like giving us Carmi's PTSD moment of just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. It's like,
Fix that fucking sound.
Yeah,
Fix that fucking
chef,
sound.
I'm
Please
gonna
fix that
it.
fucking sound.
I will fix it. Fac always fixes it. The kids come in, they break it. What happens? I fix the balls. Fac always fixes the balls.
Fix it!
I fix the balls.
Matty Matheson's so funny in this episode, or in this show in general.
Isn't he like a comedian?
No, he's a professional chef.
He is?
Actually,
yeah, he is.
He owns a fuckload of restaurants, I believe, like 6 or 7, and he's like a honorary Knight of Canada or some shit. I don't know what the title is, but he's like a big shot chef. He has multiple cookbooks. He did a show for Vice, I believe. Yeah, he got popular around the same time that like Action Bronson got popular, and so it's one of those things where I think that they, he's famous, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if he was in on this show because he wanted to not star in it, but he wanted to be like there as like the restaurant advisor and also as like a funny little side character. And so last episode we talked about like the food looks good. This episode there's really no food They actually don't focus on any food in this episode for very long, with the exception of they put a big hunk of beef in a pan, and it looks good.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, there's nothing new or exciting in this. I believe that gets remedied in the next episode. I'm pretty sure the next episode features heavily around a risotto. But that might be later on. I'm thinking ahead probably. So yeah, not much to say there. I still like beef.
Dude, beef is good.
All right. Obviously, Sydney's still my favorite character. I don't know if anything will knock them off of that.
I have to. So I have to say, after the first episode, moving into the second episode, you're right. Sydney becomes like Ibrahim is great. I like him, but Sydney just,
dude. When he's like, we're taking my car, and Sydney's like, I don't care. I'm just like, yes. Like
her range of emotions is amazing too.
Yeah, well, and I totally identify with this character because this is how I am at work frequently when people are just fighting about nothing. I'm like, dude, it doesn't fucking matter like whose fault it was. The problem still has to be fixed. And like then they'll sit there quietly and like, well, I'm taking a break first. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Do whatever you need to do. Fix the fucking problem. We're all salaried. I don't care when your breaks are. Go. You know, like I don't give a shit.
Greg doesn't let me take breaks, guys. I have to work on streaming Wasteland all the damn time.
You do. And I'm going to edit that part out. So it's like, Greg is the best at breaks.
Here,
I
Greg
love
is
streaming Wasteland and butt plugs.
Greg is the best at breaks, and I love streaming Wasteland. Plus butt plugs.
Now I don't even have to edit it.
There you go. I'm helping.
Good job. Now you can take a break.
Okay, yay.
Yeah, least favorite character. It's this episode and this episode only. It's Michael's old mentor. I fucking hate this guy. I would have fucking quit. I'd have shoved this motherfucker. Get in my face like that while I'm trying to do something and be like, say you're a little bitch. I've been like, fuck you. Time to fight.
Someone did that to me. I'd be like, I got a sharp ass fucking knife in my hand. Like, all right. I might go to jail, but you're gonna go to the morgue.
Yeah. We're both going somewhere. Call an ambulance, but not for me. All right, let me ask you. You're 4 months past the death of a sibling. You have inherited this business from them. You find out they are $300,000 in debt to a family friend who seems at least mobster-esque with the line of, I should be breaking your knees, right? He's like, just sell me the fucking place and we'll call it square. Do you sell it?
Do I have the same skills as Carmi?
You have your skills.
Oh, fuck yeah! I'm selling it. No,
I'm not saying it's a restaurant. I'm just saying any business, right? Like, is there, like, I can't think of one thing that any of my siblings or cousins could be doing where I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna promise this mobster I'll pay him back. Like,
so with that idea in mind, I do have a family member who is my sibling who has a business that if he were to pass on and send it over to me, I could run it. But I don't think I could pay back $300,000.
Yeah.
So I'm selling that shit.
Yeah, me too. Turn it into a parking lot. Do whatever you need to do. Like, put my logos on your trucks.
I'm not funded by Uncle Sam. I can't do mafia shit.
Exactly. I don't got money. But yeah, I mean, like, I think pretty much the best episode or the best moment in this episode is when you watch Richie be a pretty good dad to his daughter.
Yeah.
And you get to see not only does this guy have it in him to take blame, but he's also like, he's as shitty as he might be, he's doing his best the only way he knows how. It kind of gives you a little bit of a look into maybe Mikey wasn't great either. You know, like, right. It sounds like he had some real issues, potential drug issues, potential, mental health issues. And that maybe Richie's really learned from him and from the rest of this family how to act. And so, it's possible this dude's a 30-something-year-old man-child stunted.
Well, and I think that's one of those things that, like, these episodes do really, really well is there's so much shit that's, like, bundled up, like, inside little things. Like I said, Richie saying that he went to DeVry, but he hasn't graduated. We've got Ball Breaker on repeat, kind of showcasing Carmine is having a breakdown. Mm-hmm. Richie saying to Sydney, Michael shot himself in the head 4 months ago, just like he was ordering a pizza. Like that's just how that was. You learn a lot about Richie there.
Yeah.
And then one of the lines that stuck with me, Food and Wine's new dickhead.
Yeah. I also like that, Carmi's pretty able to tell everyone like why it is I want a brigade. He's like, because we can't actually do better until we're fucking consistent, and brigades build consistency. And that's why this is one of the main reasons he hires Sydney, is because it looks like she's really good at that. I think the next episode is actually called Brigade. But this episode is called Hands, and Hands is basically, it's like, I need somebody to come do something for me, right? Like, I'm ready, somebody come take this from me. And I think this is kind of referencing like, hey, I need help. That's what we're learning about Carmi here, is that he knows he needs help. But maybe he's not there to... Maybe he's not ready to say that, I guess. That might be the...
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have anything more to say about this episode. That fucking walkthrough of the episode took forever because so much shit happens. I think the next few episodes are a little less plot intense just because we now know a lot. I guess a couple of the big questions are, what happened to this fucking money that Michael borrowed? Because it's not in any books. It's like Carmi doesn't know shit about it. Richie might know. So I guess maybe we'll find out about that. Who the fuck is Cicero? Like, is this guy actually an uncle of theirs? Is he an actual family member? Or is it like one of those things where like this guy comes around and everybody tells their kids, call him Uncle Jimmy, like that sort of thing. What's the deal with Sugar wanting Carmi to go to Alcoholics Anonymous? I think that's really about it. We don't have any like big questions sitting over us besides those. I think the real thing is, what the fuck happened to that money?
Right.
What do you think you spent the $300,000 on?
Blowing hookers.
I was gonna say drugs as well. I'm not sure about the hookers, but definitely drugs. It seems like the sort of thing you blow $300,000 on.
You don't like. What do you mean by hookers? Because I was thinking like the hookers that you used to go fishing with. Those are expensive.
I'm sorry, you froze there. I didn't hear any of that bullshit. Fucking awful. Fucking awful. Oh, look. Some fucking work equipment. Maybe I can bludgeon myself to death with it. Tux, come attack me. Tux, rip my throat out so I don't have to listen to this anymore.
So, hey, guys, I inherited streaming Wasteland from Greg 4 months ago.
Yeah, and you're $300,000 in debt. Good luck, nutsack.
I need donations, please. I don't know. I'm glad that that you finally got me to go ahead and watch this, because I mean, like, it is, like I said, this is just so in depth. It's so deep, so fucking
and it fucking hauls. I think this episode was also fucking not very long, like 28 minutes.
Yeah,
32 minutes.
I was gonna say this one was short. It like I blinked and it was done, but I mean, like, there was just so much that went on. Yeah. So much.
So our next couple episodes are 30 and 31 minutes. And so I think we don't get a longer episode until towards the very end. Not 100% sure. But I know that, like, I think I made a joke the other day that, like, this is basically a movie told in chunks. Yeah, the finale is 48 minutes for this season. I didn't know that this aired on cable anywhere. I'm assuming maybe on the actual FX channel. But I thought this was all just Hulu, a Hulu special. But either way, like, it's tight. It keeps to its runtime. It uses every nook and cranny that it has. So like when episodes are marked as like 40 minutes instead of 30, I'm like, oh, I bet it's fucking an extra 10 minutes of good shit. Like, it's not like other shows where I've been like, man, is this a 3-parter? Fuck. Like, who cares? There are so many episodes of various medical dramas where I'm just like, dude, I do not give a shit. Why is this storyline still going? And is that my bad for watching medical dramas? Yeah. Am I going to stop?
Nah.
All right. I don't have anything more to say about Hands.
They're really
it's the
hard.
One episode I couldn't make.
I was going to fucking ruin my joke there. Damn it.
You goddamn right. Enjoy that for your stupid hookers joke.
But hey, Streaming Wasteland, this has been Hands over at the Bear Network. Fuck me, I screwed up so bad on that. So fucking bad.
Nope, you nailed it. This is Hands on the Bear Network.
Hands on the Bear Network. I was going for something, and the AI thing fucked me up. But
wait, are you saying you want to put your hands on me?
Yeah. Arr. Arr. I mean, I'm coming over on Sunday, so. But yeah, we've been Streaming Wasteland. This has been the Bear. I'm your Uncle Ringo, and Greg is over there. You can go find us on all the different social medias. Go ahead and email us at streamingwasteland@gmail.com if you want to go ahead and, like, I don't know, send us money or some shit like that. We got a Discord. Go there too. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. If you have anything to say, leave us a comment. Tell us if you liked what we've done here or dislike, whatever. I don't give a shit. We'll listen. We'll read it.
I want us out there. These are video episodes. Spotify listeners, YouTube watchers, you get the video. Apple, iTunes listeners, I'm working on it. It seems like I'm going to have to do some workarounds. So we'll have to figure some stuff out. Everybody else, I'm sorry, your platform doesn't support video podcasts, but please check out our YouTube channel.
And if you want videos over there, go ahead and contact whatever channel you're on, like Pandora. You guys over there deserve these videos. You guys have been, like, amping us up. I'm super excited about all you fucks over there. Contact Pandora and tell them, hey, video, we want that.
And if you want chunky little boy videos, Ringo does a pretty good job with our TikTok.
I do. I try my best. Biswick thinks that she's a star, and she kind of honestly is.
Kind of is. She does better than anything we've made.
Yeah.
Your dog is more charming than both of us. Hooray! The future seems bright.
Hey, at least I'm not using AI.
I just want to throw it out there that you ended this with, like, a little bit of rhyme. You're like, we've been Streaming Wasteland. This was the Bear. I'm Uncle Ringo, and Greg's over there. Like, you were doing it. You didn't even realize it. You're a poet, and you didn't even realize.
Nice. My English teachers will be so proud.
No, they won't. You put no commas in there whatsoever. No semicolons. No quotation marks.
I also didn't bold it. The AI that they're using requires I need to bold things.
I'll bold you.
Oh, shit.
All right, before it gets too graphic, I'm out of here. Say goodbye, Ringo.
Goodbye, Ringo.
Hands!